What up, y'all? This is Stickman. This is week 2 of February. This is the bi-weekly podcast of 2021, releasing in 2022. So if you're listening to this, it's probably 22 February, I don't know, the second week of February somewhere. This is how we're doing it, y'all. This is how we're doing it. So right now I'm just reviewing the last 2 podcasts I've done for week 2 and week 4 of January. And I came across an idea or an example or I would say an example that I need to provide to y'all before I forget it. Because it's important that we know the perspective and why things often happen, right? Just to get to the point, on the previous podcasts, I've talked about finances, goals, and whatnot, right? I talked about how I'm going to attack my challenges, my goals, what's going on. I'm going to keep you guys updated in the loop and everything. And what happened, pretty much what happened since the last goal I made. Like, did I achieve those goals or did I fail those goals? How did just life happen between those two weeks? That's how I'm trying to play this podcast thing out. I know a lot of people who are listening are intrigued by managing a lifestyle with a regular day job. And the example I'm about to give is just perfect enough for you to understand whether no matter where you are in the ladder, pretty much, whether you're new to the working life, you're old to the working life, you're in a different working environment, new working environment, you're going from working to starting a business, whatever it is, any transition that you're taking in career. Think of it as every job being a room. Your previous job is connected to your current job through a door between those 2 rooms. And a lot of you guys already see the metaphor of keeping the doors open, right? So that's how we're going to look at it. And of course, you have the hallway. So this is us in life. We're walking down the hallway trying to see what room we want to live in, right? For career, right? That's the purpose of school, quote unquote. Well, a lot of us have the entrepreneur mindset where it gets challenging because we're tired of living a 9-to-5 job day every day for the last 4 or 5 years. We're tired of that. We're wanting to find a new way. We're wanting to find a way that we can quit that job. It can't happen tomorrow, guys. Sorry, I don't have those answers. I don't think anybody does. Unless it just miraculously happens tomorrow to you, right? Okay, so guys, let me just start by telling the story as if it were my life and I'm walking through these rooms, and because you guys get the point now. So with the goals that I'm trying to achieve, I have the challenges of getting out of debt, saving up before investing, saving up 3 to 6 months. I'm trying to follow the Dave Ramsey steps, right? Everyone has a plan. I appreciate your plan and your goals and stuff. If you present to me those plans, I'm more than likely going to tell you, follow Dave Ramsey's plan if it's not Dave Ramsey's plan, right? So I'm following his plan because a lot of people are doing this plan and it's proven too many times. A lot of other plans have worked too. They might have taken longer, less, I don't know. But it's not as measured as Dave Ramsey's plan. So I'm getting out of debt right now so I can save up before I invest. How long do you think that would take? Well, every situation is different. My situation, to get out of debt, it won't take me but a year. Less than a year. By the end of 2021, I'll be debt free. That is my goal. And it's very scalable. So by the end of 2021, I'll be debt free. Meaning I'll have 2022 to invest. Meaning I'll have 2022 to save. Will I save all 2022 or can I start investing in 2022? More than likely, I'll be doing a little bit of both, knowing me. I use sometimes my free spending money, like going out money, to invest. Like I sacrifice going out sometimes so I could be like, oh yeah, we use this right here. Because I know how I work. I work my ass off. And on top of that, I find more ways to make more money. And usually I make up enough for the little money I spent on that investment. And to make up for my fun money. Like pretty much I have that fun money again, and then I make a little bit more. So I have a little bit more fun money. That's how I work. Not everybody works that way, but that's how I work. So where would I invest my money? Right now, it would be in the podcasting and merch and stuff like that. Like there's a plan. There's a whole different plan on that, but I can't really work that plan because I'm still in debt. I'm still getting out of debt. So we need to focus on the getting out of debt and saving 3 to 6 months finances, right? Now, for those who are with me and are investing, I suggest you follow the following plan with your business because more than likely it will work. Now, I'm in the room, and in this room is my current job. Sometimes I step out of the room, venture off to other rooms to make a side hustle. Like at work, I have the ability to do work for others and they'll pay me cash. Outside of work, there's DoorDash, like Uber and stuff. There's stuff like that out there that I tap into whenever I can on my own time. And there's things that I do freelancing sometimes that I make money from, right? So those are the other rooms I step into. But my main room is my career, the one that pretty much solidifies my income. And it's the most important one. I did leave the door open to my old job, which is the next door room, right? I left that door open. Why did I leave that door open? They always tell you to leave a door open. Never quit a job before you start another one. So yes, before I started here, I had to make sure I was still having a steady income and I had a job before I quit over there, right? I don't want to go back, but I'm leaving that door open. Once I'm on to the next job and this door stays open or I have other doors open, that door is still going to stay open, whether it's to the hallway or through this room, through this connection of this job. That makes sense? Because I'm still here. So when I leave this job that I have now, I don't know how I'll leave yet. I don't know if I'll make money through my side hustle, through my business of podcasting. I don't know if I'll make more money through that to replace my income that I have now, or if I'll find another job that makes me more money than the one I have now, right? I don't know what's going to replace this main room here, my living room. How will I know when to step out of this room and do podcasting full time? Well, I would have to be doing podcasting part-time, literally. It'll have to be a part-time job enough to me to say, hey, I need extra help, right? What do you mean? Just quit your job. I can do that. Or I can hire somebody part-time and then whatever extra overload there is, I cover it, right? Then when I have those 2 part-times full, I can replace myself and put myself there, right? I could do that. And then I could let that person know, hey, man, I really appreciate you. I'm definitely going to need you soon because I'm going to grow. So stick around, get you a job right now or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or I might already be in a position where I can quit my job and I see this business growing fast enough to where little to no time, I'll be full time. So with the 3 to 6 months of expenses that I done saved up, is able to cover for that time frame. If I see I can quit my job, right? Leave this door open. If I see that I may need a little bit of more help, I can either find something else to make more money to recover for what my current lifestyle, or I can say, hey, old job, I need you back. Can I go there? Oh man, we got the door closed for you. I'm sorry. Okay, you go to the next one that's open. If not, the next one. You keep your doors open. You never know when you'll need back from someone. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. And some of us may not like to accept that, but I see it as a good thing. Anyways, back to the focus. We keep those doors open. And why do you do that slow transition to run your business? Well, you could do it however you want. I'm not going to judge you. Whatever you want to do, there's a plan that you have, and I'm sure there's other plans that work way better and all that. That was just an example. But if you're owning a business, let's say, this is how I would apply it. If you're owning a business, you apply the same Dave Ramsey baby steps to your business, which means if you're in debt, you get out of debt. You pay off the debt from smallest to biggest. And then you do your saving, 3 to 6 months of expenses that your business spends. You save that up 3 to 6 months. So therefore, if you made $0 tomorrow and the next day and the next day, you could literally live 3 to 6 months without making any more income before you run out of money. That's what the 3 to 6 months of expenses is for those who don't understand. A lot of people like to skip that step and they want to go, let me go invest because I have 10 bands. Maybe a smart move, may not be a smart move, but when you start investing, you may lose the money, you may make some back, you may not make any back. So there's a risk, and we all know that. So after you invest, you're just building wealth. To what point do you feel like you need to hire an employee? Well, when you've built enough wealth to literally invest your money, have some money, have your daily expenses, and be making enough money to cover somebody else, either part-time or full-time. That's simple. That's very, very simple, right? Yes, it is. It is also simple when you apply it to the daily 9-to-5 work job. What do you mean? Well, once you've paid off all your debt and built enough wealth to maintain the lifestyle you're at, because you're going to be comfortable. You're not going to be worried about making more money or whatever. It's going to come. It's going to be there because you've already established a foundation, a road, a pavement. You're just walking now. You dug yourself out the hole. You're walking steady, and now you can pretty much build or destroy. Okay, so you've built that steady ground. You're up there. You're comfortable. And you can either decide, what do I want to do next? Do I want to invest in another business aside from the one I've already been investing? Do I want to grow my lifestyle? Do I want to give that money away? I hope a lot of y'all have the heart to. I don't know, what am I going to do with that money that's growing? Am I going to reevaluate my budget and put that money here or have fun with it? What am I going to do with it? That's literally, if you work a 9-to-5 job, that's literally what you can do if you knew what to do. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things that are in the way and that are challenges that we don't understand, like taxes, laws, and all these other things. Well, when you're running a business, you're going to have to learn things you probably don't even want to do about that business. But you have to know that information, or at least you have to know somebody that knows it so you can pay them or do whatever and blah, blah. And that's literally how life works. You have to know somebody who can do it for you for a fair price, fair exchange, or somebody that's just doing you the favor. Now, unfortunately, taxes is a must. So you have to literally learn about taxes, how they work, because it's a must. It's literally like a food expense. And then you have to budget that within your expenses. Once you learn how to do that, you can focus that same strategy of budgeting to your next thing, which is food, dining out, or transportation, or rent and bills and all that. Literally, it's the best way to learn because you're learning slowly and gradually. You're not trying to go full on right off the top and having somebody right there say, hey, man, I got you with the money, but you do whatever the fuck you need to do. Like, come on, bro. That's what the banks are doing. They're giving you this money to do stupid shit with, and they're not telling you how to do it. They're not advising you. They just want you to pay them back. Right? They don't care about you. They care about your money, okay? Literally the same way the government is. If they cared about you, why didn't they teach you about stuff like taxes and laws and stuff? Well, they're going to beg to defer that they're schooling and blah, blah, and da, 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 da. But it should have been something necessary in the schooling system at a young age to understand the easy fundamentals of taxes because it's a necessity. All right. We move on to taking care of taxes because that's the main thing. Then we focus on the 4 walls like Dave Ramsey says. And then you focus on your lifestyle and how you want to live. And then you focus on how you want to grow. Well, back to the rooms. I want to build a room one day. I want to build a room where people can come and learn. And I don't know if there'll be an entrance fee or not, but honestly, I I want to build it to where it's one day free, like it's self-sustainable, to where I've invested enough money that the community, that the room itself can make its own money and generate its own profits, right? And then once it's making enough to pretty much give back, then that giving back would be free, like for people. It would be a reduction for them. And I would try to find a way for it to be fairly distributed, evenly distributed or whatnot. I would say evenly, because if you're evenly contributing, you're evenly consuming, right? Now, how will I create that room, or what does that room consist of? In that room, we're gonna get together as people, like a family, and we're gonna come to these other rooms and let them know that, hey man, you can live a better lifestyle staying in this room if you're comfortable with it. Or if you're not comfortable with this room, we can teach you how to manage your money and your lifestyle so you can get out of this room and go to another room, or work your way into creating a path to the room of your dreams, right? That is the purpose. That is the purpose of my podcast, of my goal. Usually I will update you guys on like my finances or my last 2 weeks goals, what happened and all that. And I'm going to do that. I am going to do that. But I wanted to let you guys know this information and this little example to get a better understanding of what I'm doing here. Because I can drop content all day and you could just be like, okay, what's going on? Like, I enjoy what he's saying. What's up though? Yeah, I'm definitely going to consistently tell you what my plan is, what my goal is, because you might hear this episode and you might have not heard 20 episodes ago, right? That's literally what this is. So if we as a community are here, you're spending your time listening to me. So you're investing your time on me. I invested on my time to shout it out to the world. You're investing your time on listening to it. So I need a little bit more of your time investing on feedback on how we can make this a better experience overall. So what I'm creating right now is content to anyone. What I want to create is focused content that can be for everyone. It's open to anyone, just like how it is now. But in order for us to get to more audiences, we'll have to talk differently, show differently, speak differently, and whatnot, right? We'll have to present differently because people learn in different ways. I can teach in the way I teach or speak in the way I speak, but not everybody's going to understand me. So I need help from people who are influenced and driven by just teaching people and creating examples just like the one I gave, and being able to create your own ideas in order for people to get the message, the main idea of what's going on. I'm definitely sharing my journey. I'm definitely sharing what's going on in my life. But I also want y'all to see what kind of things I've learned, what kind of advice I'm giving, what kind of experiences we're going through. That way, later on, when I'm there where I really want to be, if I'm really happy and I'm just drained from all the energy that's provided, like, oh, he's such and such, or blah, 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 this and that. Like, no, we're going to see how I got here. why I'm here and why I am the way I am. Because before today, I was another person. I was growing, right? And there's people that I've executed from my lifestyle. Why? We grow. And it's not anything personal. You understand that room makes you uncomfortable. So what you're going to do is step out of the room and close the door. If they want to get out of that room, they're going to get out of that room eventually. Or meet you in the hallway somewhere or something, right? Much love, bro, but I'm out of this room. That's exactly what's going on in life. And the music industry, any kind of industry that makes a shit ton of money, has a shit ton of celebrities and a lot of this drama, pretty much goes back to this fucking fundamental of communication and all this shit and what's going on, the past, present, future, and all that shit, right? It's a cycle. It's all a circle. But I want to present to y'all my experience, my life, and what happened, and blah, 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 and this and that. So somebody could learn from it. Because I'm not the only person doing it. Gary Vee's doing it. There's other motivational speakers that are doing it. There's people that have already done it. And unfortunately, they can't go back and say, look, man, at this day I was doing this. Well, I've heard so many people, inspirational people, saying if I could go back and record and document what I did on this certain day and the days I felt like this and like that, I would. And I'd present it to y'all so y'all could understand. It's a cycle. We know there's trials and tribulations. However, if we can overcome a deep hole, next hole we can recover from may be a little deeper, and we'll have no problem with it because we can recover from it and we can build bigger mountains or bigger hills and overcome. That's the point. Okay. Because it's like you're bulldozing that sand. You're pushing it. You're evening out the ground. If it's lower, you have a little bit dirt to bring you down a little bit more comfortably, rather than if you had no dirt at all. You'd be like, oh, boom, there's a hole, there's a dip, or there's something. If you have enough dirt that you've recovered from these hills, rather than just spending it, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna save this sand, I'm gonna save this dirt, I'm gonna save this. When you get to that hole that you run into, you're like, oh, that dirt that we have, put it in there. We'll walk right through it. Boom, bam, pow. If you're pushing so much dirt for yourself, these are the rich people, the fucking greedy ass rich people. They're pushing so much dirt, they don't know where the fuck to put dirt. Like, they see a big ass hole, they cover that motherfucker and they still got a shit ton of dirt left. And they don't want to give it away. It's weird, right? Like, bro, you were able to cover the Grand Canyon. You still can't give me a piece of dirt, bro? Nah, man, I worked all my life for this. Cool, bro. Congrats. But you proud of that, bro? Like, these people are hungry, bro. Like, these people, bro, like, really? And you know that they're in that position because your people, meaning your rich colleagues, I'm not saying like colored or anything, your colleagues over here are some assholes. Not saying all of y'all, but some of y'all are fucking our people over here. And you aren't doing shit about it because you're just only worried about your dirt. But you know they have dirt because they're taking dirt from these people. They're taking fill from these people purposely. Well, man, them people are blind. You're really not going to help a blind cousin out, a blind brother out. Just because they're blind and they can't see what's being done to them, you're not going to go help them? Oh, yeah, because you got enough dirt for you, right? You good. You don't have to worry about you. So greedy nowadays. The money, the power. For what? Where is it going to get you? In life, maybe at the top of the world. But have y'all ever been, like, lonely? I bet you if you had a couple extra $100 in your pocket that day, you still would have been as lonely that day. Y'all get what I'm saying? If you had a bag of $1 million, and you're used to seeing $1 million, you had a bag sitting there, and you're lonely, and you add another bag, you're still gonna be as lonely, bro. You're still gonna be as lonely. All that materialistic stuff cannot compare to the quality of life itself. And y'all know that. Your life is just as valuable as anyone else's. And why? If they don't want to do shit for themselves and blah, blah. Man, a lot of people, that energy is drained that they don't even know it's happening. A lot of people don't even know they're in the position. A lot of people don't even know that there's rooms outside of the room they're in. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people are trapped and tied down. We're not visiting these rooms. We're not paying attention to what's really going on in these rooms. If these walls could talk, exactly. Y'all know that. You know that because of your own life. No matter how rich or poor you are, you know that there's struggles in life. And y'all know that they're real. But the people with money and greed and power, they're the ones that are literally saying, we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck if you're trapped in that room because you're making me money. Ain't that some fuck shit? Ain't that some fuck shit? So yes, I want to build a community where we can visit these rooms and help out as many people as we can in the most respectful way as we can. I'm not going to sit there and say, everybody round up. I'm taking the good kids. Whoever want to get out of here, come on. Nah, bro, I ain't doing that. I'm come respectfully. I'm like, hey, man, I'm sure there's people that would like to be here. I'm sure there's people that don't even want to be here. Can we replace the people that don't want to be here with the people that want to be here and blah, 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 right? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do. That's the type of stuff we want to do. That's the goal. That's the goal. Because we do not choose in what room we are born in. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. It's probably the coldest day in Arkansas this year. And sadly to say, I probably have enough space to fit enough people in here to stay warm for the night, right? Literally, I could probably be like, hey, man, gather up 2-3 homeless people, be like, you know what? Stay right here, stay warm. Boom, tomorrow we're out or whatever, you know? We all know that that's not really possible for an everyday person because tomorrow they're probably going to end up here again, right? And we have a life that we wouldn't want them to interrupt us every day. We want to do something kind today, but not every day for the same person over and over and over again. Why? Because we're selfish? A lot of us do want to help people. A lot of us do. And aside from the Dave Ramsey plan, I actually myself created a quote unquote love list that I have, which includes my family, of course, my son, my family, close, and I would consider friends that are really close to become family. That's what I would just put in there, family. And that's what I consider family. That would be my love list. But of course, if I can help my family enough to where I don't have to help them anymore, then I'm going to move on to my friends and the people that I care about and the people that I see that really don't have any help for themselves. And their only way out is a miracle. And you can be that miracle. Won't be a miracle unless you make it a miracle. And the way you make a miracle is by loving yourself first. If we could care enough about ourselves to not live in debt, enslaved to somebody's bank account, then we would love ourselves to do what we love. And if we did what we love, we would help others because we love doing it. You know you would help others because you'd have enough to help others. Even at times where you're like, I want to help this person, man. That person don't know what they're doing. They don't want to help themselves. But I'm going to go ahead and give them a try and give it a shot. You'll be more comfortable doing that because you already have a lifestyle where you're comfortable in. Now, where does the greed come in? The greed comes in understanding that other people have greed and you don't want other people eating off of your plate because you're eating off of somebody else's plate and da-da-da, right? That's what it is at the end of the day. We're mad that somebody's fucking us over, so we fuck other people over. Really? How's that even going to end? Treat others how you want to be treated. You can break that water flow of just not passing that energy anymore. Why still pass through negative energy when you can just change it to a positive one and continue to push positive? That'll attract you to more positive, where people are pushing positive all the time. A little negative. You know what I'm saying? You can flip the magnet. You can definitely do that. It just all depends on you, on how you want to approach things, on how comfortable you are doing it, on how much you love yourself to get out of that negative zone. It's always going to be there. You won't miss out on anything. If you want to come back, you come back. If you want to stay there, you can stay there. That's cool, bro. If you want to get out, there's a way out. Don't say there isn't. Don't make any excuse. But the more people we have, because right now, I'm scared to say that the statistics probably even show there's a lot of more negative energy than there is positive. And we want that balance. We need balance. Just like the sun needs the darkness to make light. Literally, we need balance. Right now, that negative is kind of taking over. It's going to balance out eventually. I mean, I'm not afraid that it's not going to happen tomorrow. But I don't want my kid being stuck in a negative energy just because that's just what happened. I mean, I want him to know that there's negative and positive. You can go on either or. If you do positives is going to come out. If you do negatives come out. You choose. And if you fall in that negative zone, I'm going to coach you on how to get out of there. But if you don't want to get out of there, I mean, I can do what I can. You know, I can do my best. I can drag you out of there. But if you still want to go back in there, you're going to go back in there. It's going to be your choice. But at least I know that I can show him there's different rooms. I don't want him to just think there's only one room. A lot of us in our generation have been taught that there's only one room. Luckily, there's social media, technology, and all this stuff where people would get that information and they're like, hey, bro, there's other rooms. Like, bro, fuck you lying, bro. What the fuck you talking about? Like, I've been in here my whole life. Ain't no other rooms. Yeah, that door, bro, it's actually an outway. Like, nah, bro, that's where all the supplies is. Like, how you know? Well, that's where they bring them from. That, bro, that's what they tell us. Okay. Yeah, just the supply door. Well, where they get the supplies from? Another door, and another door, and another door, and another door, and maybe outside. That makes sense? Okay, so y'all like my room example, huh? I like this shit too. Kind of intrigued by it because I was like, damn. It's just like, that's my talent, y'all. I can do very large metaphors in such little time. It's talent. Okay, now that y'all understood what my purpose here was and blah, 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 I'm going to close off the episode by talking about what my goals were in the last episode a little bit, because y'all know if y'all haven't heard. But I'm going to tell y'all right now, and then I'm going to tell y'all what really happened versus what I plan on happening, and then what I plan on for the next 2 weeks. Okay? So in the last 2 weeks, we talked about what I was going to do, which was record a few episodes. And I did. I recorded two. Out of the 3. One of them was like a cancel. And I'm not worried about it because if I have it planned out for a whole year, this episode, a guest a month, and this one canceled, well, I already have enough booked up for the next 8 months that if I lose one, I'm down to 7 months now. I'm not down to 0, to whereas if I didn't have a plan and I only had one and I only depended on that one and I had 0, then I'd be like, oh man, what I do now? So yeah, anyways, he canceled and I'm trying to reschedule it, but I don't know. It's just been a weird conversation and it's just getting weirder. So probably not going to do that one. And then Mr. Durante from the MD Technical Solutions, I got on the phone with him. That was success. That was successful. Hope you guys actually take your time and go back to that episode. Probably was the best one out of the first quarter of 2020 that I recorded. So I think it would actually, if you live a 9-to-5 and you're wanting to just open up a little bit of your ideas, listen to that episode and you'll probably be intrigued and you'll probably open your mind to another idea outside of that one or whatever, So that's that. I recorded that episode. I got in touch with my boy G. He has an organization, a team that they're doing the Black Lives Matter movement, and they're trying to create a podcast. And what I did was kind of guide him on what they needed to do to create one, because the person he brought with him, neither one of them kind of really knew anything about a podcast. So I introduced it to them. They're going to go with their team, talk about it, and see kind of what they need to do, right? And who wants to take care of what. I just gave them pretty much the simple layout I'm using right now and I'm learning with. That was that. And yesterday was my mom's birthday. Today was Valentine's Day. We didn't do anything today. Nobody did anything today because it was so cold. So mom's birthday was yesterday. Went out to eat. Brought her some flowers and a sweet little note. And yeah, spent the time with her after work. And I think that's about it. Let's see, what's this one? Finances. How did I do on the finances in the last 2 weeks? Finance-wise, nothing crazy happened. Just a regular. But this weekend, I did have to replace my tire. It was awkward. It was weird. It was like a big old square. It was kind of weird because there was like a square missing off the tire. I think I hit a pothole or something where it slashed and it broke the piece of the tire off and deflated the tire. So I had to replace it. And it was $160 for one tire. Kind of hurt. It was an inconvenience, but since I had my emergencies of $1,000, I was fine. Like I wasn't stressing on like, how am I going to get this money to pay for this tire, right? Not trying to brag or anything, but I'm saying like the cushions are there, and it feels good to know that it's just an inconvenience. I mean, if I had to replace my car, then yeah, I'd be stressing. But a tire, it's something not too crazy, and that's what the $1,000 are there for. And that's why I'm trying to get to my 3 to 6 months as quick as possible, for in case if a car does happen. If I do need to replace my car, or if I do need to replace my laptop or something a little bit more crucial to my daily life. That's that, man. I'm just really trying to live simplistic. Cooking wise, I'm really not good at cooking. It sucks because I don't have ideas, and I just don't like it. I haven't really gotten into the rhythm of cooking well. I still suck at it. So that's definitely a challenge still for me. I'm doing good on groceries and like spending money on groceries and stuff, because I used to spend twice as much just by eating out, fast food every day, or restaurants, and not really having to cook. Sometimes cooking, but not really. So that's a challenge that I'm still working on. And my challenge for the next 2 weeks on that would be to plan out meals. Just as I plan out my finances, sit down and write down what I would eat for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Every day is different. Like, I just don't like planning like that, because food is just something that, it's always there. And I really don't have to plan on it, but I can plan on a budget. But in order for me to plan on a budget, I got to know what I'm going to eat. So that's kind of a tricky one. That's probably the most challenging one. Did I work out? Did I work on my physical? Not really. I do a lot of physical at work, so I did push-ups here and there, but that's not something I'm really focused on right now. I actually want to focus on that and fitness and all that in about the next year. Like, really focus on eating and fitness, like exercise, after I get this down packed here. Because I know I'm going to have to spend money. I'm going to be intrigued by activities, so I'm going to spend money doing it. I already know that. It's going to be another bill. What were my goals, and what are my next 2 goals? Okay. We got the food and all that out the way. For the next 2 weeks, I don't see anything crazy financially happening. I got a dentist appointment this week, which I didn't plan financially for. It's going to come out of the emergency funds, and I have to just refill that emergency. I was working on my taxes today. I won't have to pay anything, which is good. Kind of breaking even, which is great. And that's about it. I want to save more and more. I'm doing DoorDash more frequently, and I at least want to build $100 every week doing DoorDash. I haven't gotten to that goal yet. There was this 1 week where I went ham and pretty much worked all week, because that day Aiden's mom was out of quarantine, and she wanted to have him for a whole week. So I was like, okay, let me do DoorDash. And that week I made about almost $300. Yeah, about $300. So my goal is to make $100 every week at least. And if I make 100 easy, I'm going to try to go for 200 every week. And all that extra stuff, I'm going to be applying it towards my debt, so I can get out of my debt quicker. And when I pay off my debt, I'll be applying it to my 3 to 6 months of emergency funds. That is where we are now. It's a slow run, but it's a marathon, and I'm here. I'm loving it, y'all. Trust me, I used to stress way more often than I do now. Now it's just like fun. It's challenging. It's like working out for your brain. It kind of hurts a little bit, but there's good results that come out of it. And if you know how to make it fun, you'll like it. You'll enjoy it. One last thing. I love the idea of golfing. I tried it not so long ago. I've been doing a lot of practicing here at the apartment. I have a rubber ball, and when I'm bored, I swing that thing, and I hit it towards the wall. And that's pretty much what I'm doing to save money on going to the range. Because I want to go to the range, I definitely do, but I want to get the fundamentals of just swinging it well first. And plus, it's been very cold. So if I can get the swing of things first and not spend money, I'd rather do that before I can actually spend money. Of course, if I have a friend that's like, hey man, let's go to the range, or let's go golfing, then I'll use my free spending on that or tap into that, That is how I am managing my little lifestyle right now. And whenever something like, if there's a party out of nowhere, there's an unexpected party. Of course, if I don't have my son that day, or if I can take him, then I plan for it. And if it's not too much of an expense that it'll be for me, then I'll tap into, most of the time I'll have free spending that moment, and then I'll just put it to the side or whatever. Or I don't know, like DoorDash or something. I'll make sure that I work extra and that there's going to be that amount that goes for that specific purpose. Yeah, I think that's about it, y'all. I think I'll catch y'all on the next 2 weeks, which will be week 4 of February of 2021. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. I have how many podcasts to record? I need to let y'all know about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 6 more to record. I've posted 3. I need to edit 1, 2, 3, 4. Posted 3, 4 that I need to edit, which is 7. And then I got 6 left. So that's already 13. I literally have 13 episodes, which that's literally the last month of 2020 is the last guest, because my first episode was in December, which was the intro to Time With. First month was the first guest, second month the second guest. So and I think 2021, I hope that I can find another group of 10 more people. About 10 more people for 2021, have those guests, and I think I'll be a little bit more strategic on how I would talk with those people and what we'll talk about and how we'll organize the show. I don't want to get it to a point where it's like too organized or too specific. I'm enjoying how I'm just like hanging out with these people and just getting to know a little bit more about them and hanging out, listening to music. That's literally the point. Some podcasts will run further than others. I'll notice that. And I think on the ones that run further, to begin with, I'll take out the replay valuable stuff and I'll create the episode. And then the other stuff, I'm gonna keep. I don't know what I'll do with yet. I don't know. I may just every quarter do like an extended version. Like, I don't know. This quarter, my bad, we did a podcast with such and such, and it was actually longer than expected. Here's the full recording or the full episode. We can do stuff like that every quarter, or every 6 months, depending on how often that happens. And if it's happening often enough, we can maybe start like a second channel, not a second channel, but like if I'm dropping or releasing every month, then I can do every 2 weeks and then stuff like that. Or no, I'm tripping. What we'll just start releasing that content. We'll just start releasing that content. If it goes longer than expected, it'll just be created as an episode. We can do that. For the first year though, I think I'm gonna keep it like that. Like erase that extra stuff and keep the main fundamentals and still include music and try to make it just sound natural. And then after a couple of years, when the fan base, audience, and all that has grown stable, we can include the full episodes. And I mean, who knows? Leave a suggestion in the comments. What would y'all prefer? Would y'all prefer to hear a 3-hour episode, 2-hour episode, 1-hour episode, or 30 minutes? Because that is actually going to help me on breaking down my podcasts. And what I plan on doing is, with the smart home speakers and everything going on, literally I can tell Siri to skip to a certain minute in the episode. And if you're there, because we're not all connected to our phones, we're all listening differently. So I want you to be able to tell Siri, hey, skip to minute 30. And on minute 30, we're talking about what you want to talk about. And how will you know that? Well, in the introduction of the episode, I will have it to where while I'm editing, I know the time frames, right? I'll know the time frame. So in the beginning, I'll give a short minute of the intro and blah, blah, blah. And then I can go to the next minute of whatever, break it down to the ads or whatever. But when I break it down in the beginning, have a minute to where I say minute such and such includes food, or minute such and such includes financial questions, or minute such and such includes blah, blah. So if you're listening hands free, ask your smart device to skip to such and such minute. And you'll get to that point And if I see that the people are engaged for 20, 30 minutes, then I'm going to make that part 20, 30 minutes long, or I'm going to try to keep you full, you know? That's the goal. I mean, that's just the structure I want to eventually have. But yeah, other than that, I think pretty much straightforward. Vibe out, listen to music, chill, hang out, yeah, and talk about positive energy and positive things and goals. And yeah, so it's been a great hour with you guys. I don't know how long it'll be after I edit it, but it's been a great time hanging out, telling you guys a little bit of my ideas, catching you guys up, giving you the rundown of the second week of February of 2021. It's crazy how it's gonna be a year before you hear this, and I know next year, if I'm still alive and I'm still doing this, it's gonna be a way different story than today's. Peace, much love, happiness. God lets everything happen for a reason. Deuce.